No one expected it. Chang Wook just dropped a bombshell that left everyone on the set of Project 2025 speechless. His secret method for staying in top shape is unlike anything fans imagined. What exactly did he reveal? Is it extreme? Is it genius? Let's uncover the truth behind the transformation, only here, on Red Carpet Revealed. Let's dive in now. The sun had barely risen over the horizon when the first murmurs started rippling across the set of Project 2025. It was just another filming day, at least, that's what everyone thought. But something was different. Something about Chang Wook caught the attention of not just a few, but the entire production crew. He wasn't just prepared, he was transformed. Sleek, sharp, and radiating a magnetic presence. Chang Wook didn't just look good. He looked untouchable. And when he finally opened up about the reason behind his astonishing physical form, jaws didn't just drop, they hit the floor. It wasn't the first time Chang Wook had turned heads. A certified heartthrob and one of South Korea's most beloved action romance stars, he had always maintained a level of physique and performance that most could only dream of. From healer to the K2 and suspicious partner, he had done his fair share of grueling stunts and shirtless scenes. But this time? This wasn't just a comeback. This was a reinvention. And no one saw it coming. What caught everyone off guard wasn't just his appearance. It was how unrecognizably intense and lean he looked for the role in Project 2025. A high-stakes sci-fi thriller that demanded more than acting. It required transformation. The costume team had to adjust fittings. The lighting crew whispered to each other, wondering if post-production would even need to enhance anything. But the real shocker came during a casual behind-the-scenes interview when Chang Wook, ever modest, casually mentioned what had gotten him there. It started with a single sentence, "I changed everything." That was all it took to send the room into a spiral of disbelief and curiosity. What did he mean by everything? Was this another celebrity crash diet? A boot camp? Some exotic, exclusive regimen the rest of the world would never have access to? The answer, as it turned out, was both simpler and more complicated. Unlike other celebrities who often work with private chefs, dietitians, and elite trainers, Chang Wook had decided to take control of his transformation himself. Inspired by a character who needed to endure intense physical and psychological conditions in Project 2025. He dove deep into the psyche and physicality of survival. He didn't want a fit look, he wanted realism. And realism, for Chang Wook, meant suffering, endurance, and total mental commitment. The first step? A self-imposed digital detox. No distractions, no dopamine scrolls, no Instagram. He eliminated social media from his routine entirely. He woke up every day at 4:30 a.m., not to post gym selfies, but to plunge himself into ice baths. That's right, Chang Wook started his day by immersing himself in near-freezing water, forcing his body into an adaptive shock. It sounds insane, he admitted, laughing during the interview, but it taught me discipline. My mind became sharper. My cravings disappeared. I stopped reacting, I started responding. From there, his days became a strict orchestration of discipline, fasting for 18 hours a day. He only ate within a tight 6-hour window. But he wasn't starving, he was optimizing. Meals were planned forward, rich in fermented Korean superfoods like kimchi, doenjang, soybean paste, seaweed, and barley. He avoided sugar like it was poison. Caffeine was replaced with ginseng and dandelion tea. In terms of exercise, Chang Wook ditched the gym altogether. Instead, he adopted what he called functional chaos, a brutal mix of military-style calisthenics, boulder lifting, and animal flow workouts. Filmed in the mountains of Gangwon Province, where parts of Project 2025 were shot, Chang Wook would scale hills, sprint through rivers, and haul logs for hours. It wasn't about building muscle, he explained. It was about becoming the character. An isolated survivor who had nothing but his body and instincts. Perhaps the most shocking element was that Chang Wook trained alone. No trainers, no entourage. Just him, nature, and his unwavering willpower. He lived in a remote cabin for over a month before filming started. Mocking the isolation and survivalist themes of his character. There were days I didn't speak to anyone. how I learned what silence teaches you. That's how I became ready." The film's director, Lee Tae-hoon, confirmed that the production team was completely unprepared for what Chang Wook brought to the role. "He came to set and we thought he was still in costume or had lost weight digitally. But it was real. He looked otherworldly, like a ghost who trained in fire." Even his co-stars were rattled. Actress Hyung Hee-ran, who plays opposite him in several emotionally intense scenes, confessed she was initially intimidated. "His energy was different. Almost haunting. I couldn't recognize the man I'd worked with years ago. This was a new Chang Wook, raw, focused, unshakable." It wasn't long before whispers turned to full-on speculation. What was he hiding? Was this method acting taken too far? Was he pushing himself beyond safe limits? Fans began dissecting every image and interaction. Online forums lit up with theories, some praising his commitment, others worrying about his health. In response, Chang Wook remained calm, transparent, and even a bit cheeky. "I didn't do this for aesthetic," he said in one press conference. "I did it for the story. I wanted to show what transformation really means, not just for an actor, but for anyone who wants to challenge their limits." Just like that, the narrative shifted. Chang Wook wasn't just preparing for a role, he was inspiring a movement. If the transformation itself hadn't already drawn enough attention, the aftermath certainly did. Of Chang Wook's radical preparation for Project 2025 spread like wildfire, not only among Korean media outlets. Internationally, fans across Asia, Europe, and the Americas began dissecting his interviews, screenshots from behind-the-scenes footage, and leaked images from the first day on set. Suddenly, Chang Wook wasn't just an actor, he was the embodiment of discipline, devotion, and extreme self-mastery. Magazines dubbed it the Chang Wook method. Fitness YouTubers speculated on the workout regimen, trying to recreate the supposed routines based on what little was shared. Nutritionists weighed in on his fasting strategy and fermented food approach, while mental health advocates praised his bold decision to disconnect from social media in pursuit of clarity and presence. But amidst the admiration, there was a lingering sense of mystery. What drove Chang Wook to go this far? What fueled this relentless drive for transformation? To understand that, one must look beyond the weights and ice baths, into the psyche of a man whose career has been a roller coaster of highs, risks, and reinvention. Chang Wook had never shied away from complex characters, but Project 2025 was different. It wasn't just about action, it was about pain, survival, and solitude. In the film, he plays a former astronaut who returns to a desolate Earth, ravaged by climate disaster, abandoned by humanity, and hunted by rogue eye patrols. His character, Jae-hoon, is both a physical and psychological shell, a man broken and reborn in the ruins of civilization. Chang Wook wanted to become that man, not just play him. That's why he pushed so far, so hard, and so deep. His transformation wasn't just internal. The cast and crew began to notice subtle changes in his behavior during shooting. He moved differently. He didn't joke around like he used to. His breathing on camera was more measured, almost haunting. He had this presence, co-star Yoon Do-hyun remarked. Couldn't look away when he entered a scene. You didn't want to breathe too loudly around him. It was like being near a storm that hadn't broken yet. The director, Lee Tae-hoon, said that they often captured the first takes not because of time constraints but because Chang Wook's raw energy couldn't be replicated. You never needed a second take with him. That level of focus doesn't come from a script, it comes from obsession. An obsession was exactly what it was. Though not in the negative sense. Chang Wook had simply fallen in love with the craft again. After years of balancing romantic comedies and action dramas, he wanted something different. Something that would challenge him to redefine what it meant to be an actor in his 30s, mature, deliberate, and fearless. Set, he remained disciplined. No parties. No late nights. Only indulgence. Journaling. In his cabin hideaway, had written over 100 pages of handwritten notes in character, reflections from Jae-hoon's mind, not Chang Wook's. I didn't realize I was losing myself, he said later. But I also didn't realize how much I wanted to. Filming wrapped, The buzz around Ji Chang Wook's performance reached fever pitch. Early footage shown to executives had them whispering awards. A teaser trailer dropped with a single haunting image: Ji Chang Wook, covered in ash, breathing slowly in the ruins of a cityscape, went viral within hours. Fashion brands took notice. The rugged, minimalistic aesthetic he carried through his training and on set began to influence trends. Suddenly, post-apocalyptic athletic wear became a thing. Interviews poured in. The Chang Wook Code, Surviving Fame Through Solitude, read one headline. Even Hollywood insiders took note. Rumors of Ji Chang Wook being scouted for a major sci-fi series on a global streaming platform. Still, Ji Chang Wook remained silent. Declined all interviews until the full filming of Project 2025 had ended. "I wanted to stay in it until the very last frame," explained in a rare sit-down weeks later. And when he finally reappeared in public, clean-shaven, smiling gently, and wearing a crisp, neutral-toned suit, the contrast was staggering. The world was introduced to two Ji Chang Wooks, the one on-screen who walked through fire, and the one off-screen who had emerged stronger, sharper, and more grounded than ever before. But not everything was glory and glamour. His transformation sparked conversations about the increasing expectations on actors to push themselves to dangerous extremes. Was this healthy? Should others be encouraged to follow? Ji Chang Wook answered that question with nuance. "What I did wasn't for everyone," he said, "and I don't recommend it unless you're doing it with purpose, not pressure." He continued, "It's easy to lose yourself chasing perfection. What I chased was authenticity, and ironically, I found myself." His words resonated deeply with fans, fellow actors, and even critics. For some, it opened a conversation about wellness versus performance. For others, it was a reminder that reinvention is not only possible, it's necessary. As Project 2025 neared release, emotional images began surfacing, showing Ji Chang Wook in scenes that stun even the most hardened critics. One photo in particular, him staring blankly through the cracked glass of a ruined tower, sunken eyes filled with desperation, was described by one blogger as a masterclass in cinematic presence. The film premiered to critical acclaim, but more than box office numbers or reviews. Ji Chang Wook's journey that stayed with audiences started online challenges, emulating his daily cold plunges or 18-hour fasts. Motivational reels flooded TikTok. His minimalist living approach became a trending topic. Brands scrambled to collaborate, but Ji Chang Wook was selective, partnering only with causes that align with his philosophy of discipline, balance, and sustainability. Through it all, he remained grounded. "Fame is noise," he once wrote in his journal. "Truth is silence," and perhaps that's the final note that made his transformation so powerful. Ji Chang Wook didn't just shock a film crew, he redefined the standard. He reminded the entertainment world that transformation isn't about showing off abs or crash dieting before a role. It's about commitment to purpose, action to story, and respect for the art. When expected it, they had said, but maybe they should have. Because when Ji Chang Wook commits to a role, doesn't just play it, he becomes it. And now the world will never look at him the same again.